And welcome back, everybody. We are here in May 14th. We did move on just a little bit since the last episode, just as the game unpaused a little bit as we were going, and got you to the next engagement that we're going to have out here in Indian Territory. So we will go ahead and jump right into that and bring you right back. Alright, so we've made it into game, and it looks like it's the map for Indian Territory, but I'll be honest, I don't know that I've actually ever played on this map before. Maybe once, but it's been a long time. So we'll push down to what looks like Honey Springs. The depot looks like it's in a valley, and we do have numerical advantage here by about 5,000, and even our morale's a little bit better. If we check real quick, I would assume that means that they must be out of supply. Maybe not. But they're mainly going to be a cavalry unit. I'm not sure. They might have. Let's see. Looks like they have no artillery, so we may try to get in position and let our 27 guns bombard them. So we'll bring you back as we start to spot the enemy. Alright, so we have spotted them. This hopefully will be a quick little battle and we can get you a little bit more action here in this episode. But probably what we're going to do is try to get those batteries up. We can tell going into the battle that their morale was not great. They've lost all of their territory around here. So we'll try to get just a little bit closer up. Let's see if we can keep that. We're mainly a cavalry force ourselves. We do have a couple U.S. regular infantry units, and I believe Kansas unit out here, but we do have a couple artillery units that we're going to hopefully break their morale and then be able to move in. And with them being down in this valley, I think we're going to be in good shape. I'm just not sure what kind of weaponry they have. That could be where a major flaw comes in here. But I think this is everything they've got. So as we get things set up, we will bring you back as things start to develop. That way you're not stuck watching us get set up for too long. Alright, so we've gotten pretty much set up here. You can see we are going ahead and letting our artillery throw some rounds into their cavalry. We're going to go ahead and use our cavalry division here from Montgomery to move up to this flank and potentially arrive on their flank, cross this creek. They've pushed one unit, looks like Stanwati, up to defend the first crossing. We'll do with Montgomery is go ahead and try to cross for the most part, see if we can't hit that flank while our artillery hopefully breaks some of the morale of, looks like they're firing at Wati. I think both of them are. Yeah, hopefully they can break some morale here and we can send in these regular units to clean some things up. Got about 1,500 men there that can potentially clean up that with another 900 or so on this flank. So we are closing in pretty quickly on them. Obviously, they do control the road, and we need the road. in the depot to be able to move to the Texas Road South, which opens the door to the rest of Indian Territory and potentially even Texas, to where we can threaten Texas a little bit and concern the rebel commanders with a potential front opening up on in their far west. And I think if that happens, that's something that could pull a lot of troops out of the far eastern theater. We'll go ahead and keep pushing up a couple units slowly. Try not to do anything too hasty. Why does it say why are we out of morale there? Alright, so we will get Montgomery to go try to rally those guys. You would think being back in the territory they're trying to retake would benefit their morale, but guess not. So we'll push up once more. And attempt to engage. We are engaged there at the creek. Supporting fire. And really, because of our positioning and them being in the valley there, it's probably going to lead to some losses for Watty's cavalry there. Let's see if we can get loose order actually done there. Alright, looks like we're going to be engaging here momentarily. They're trying to reposition, and as they reposition, that allows us to go ahead and keep marching on Watty's flank. We'll call Blair's battery up to this ridge. Not sure why we're flipping sides, but you know, beggars can't be choosers, so the game likes to make sure that you're flipping sides and everybody gets to see all sides of the formation. It does appear that Watty's men are broken, but we might be seeing the cavalry glitch where even broken they don't go anywhere. If that's the case, that'll be frustrating because you can't even charge into them to get them to break. They'll stop taking casualties sometimes. And yeah, your guys will stop firing at them, but you can't go towards them. It's kind of a great way to prevent the enemy taking any land. And, you know, things like that, I guess, could make it more difficult, but let's try to get those guys around. This Kansas militia with their 400 smoothbores. And just like that, we are breaking their morale pretty much all over the board. They're taking some heavy casualties. And there they go. So we'll stick Montgomery on assault, see if we can clean up some of these units. Doesn't look like it. Looks like we might cause a handful more casualties before the end of them retreating, but it doesn't look like we will completely wipe them out. This group still stuck. I mean, if you watch, there won't be anybody that fires at them. It says we're in firing range and we're not firing at them. It's frustrating, but, you know, I guess it's a good way to make sure that we do not just wipe out those 550 men. So we took 4 losses, they took 500. That should kick them out of Indian territory for a while. We'll see you back on the home screen. Alright, so we're back on the main screen, and, you know, obviously that was a quick battle, but it is positive for morale. And it does allow the Department of Kansas to go ahead and keep taking parts of Indian territory. Looks like we have now taken a good chunk, sizable chunk of it. And we will move out there. Try to go ahead and keep taking some of the forts along the road. We could work our way down to Dokesville, but I think supply would get in the way. So we're going to build a supply depot out here in Wewoka. To make sure that Asbeth can keep supplies for his men and try to take some of those forts and really get Indian territory out the rebel side. Okay, where's Pettigrew withdrawing from? I don't know. Okay, what do these guys have? I think now's about the right time to go ahead and hit Norfolk and draw some attention. Maybe we won't take it, but maybe we'll weaken it enough. If we can draw some attention and take that major port, it'll be less things that we have to blockade. But the other thing is, it might force some of these troops to fall back a little ways, because we could always land some troops behind them. See where we're at with Farragut's fleet. How are they doing? 2 of them disabled. Alright, I think that's time to go ahead and move down to Ferdinandia. Try to take Jacksonville. We'll take the Caribbean squadron that's blockading it a little bit closer. See if we can't get that fort to truly activate and become a option for taking over. We're going to send them back to port because they are starting to get some disabled ships. It does force us all the way back to Cairo, which is one of the big reasons we need to take Memphis. Or to get the Department of Missouri down to Little Rock. I think we could go ahead and work towards Little Rock. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to work towards Little Rock. We've got control of the rivers, so we're going to use the rivers. And we'll keep the Army of the West here. What we might have to do is pull some troops from Lyon to create a Department of Arkansas to truly keep us from being too spread out. And put them more in Fort Smith. Alright, how are we doing here? Well, 16 ships. I'm bringing up a raiding fleet to try to come hit us. It looks like 2 of them. So they are... Oh, we took Norfolk. At least the fort. And immediately they engaged us. Some of our ships that were in the rear, it looks like. But they're also taking fire from the fort, potentially. Okay, we got another naval battle. Oh, no, they're both in the same place. So it looks like all their ships came flying up to try to save Norfolk. It looks like they were too late. Let's see what we can throw in a harbor. A couple brigs. Brigs are helpful. We do need to weaken this fleet a little bit because we have some that are just out of commission. But now Norfolk is also ours, at least the fort. I think the city will flip shortly. As you see, all of their raiders are coming up now, all at once. Alright, we're going to use this fleet real quick to try to start softening it up. And then we'll use Farragut here to come in and raid after. No, I do not need that group coming there. Stay there. You're blockading. Okay, apparently we've got an engagement, and that's part of the problem. It's not letting me click into that engagement, but apparently there's ships here in port that saw us coming. Yeah, it looks like Savannah and Memphis, the Memphis squadron's over here. Huh. Alright, so Palmer's struggling, but Farragut's about to come in and help. This is kind of one of those reasons we did go ahead and let Palmer's men come kind of soften things up. I mean, they didn't soften the fort up, but they softened the fleets up. And I cannot click on that for anything. Looks like we captured some ships. We'll stick to that one over here to try to repair. You see, we got a decent number of ships in port here. Their squadron disintegrated. Actually, it looks like both of them did. So with both those squadrons disintegrating, they'll probably pop up somewhere else, but we have every port blockaded, with the exception of, I guess, Montgomery and Demopolis. So, knowing our luck, they'll probably pop up there. The fort's still not popping up as a flag, so I'm worried that no matter what we do, this fort won't let us actually take it. Maybe it will. Maybe we need to have faith. But if we take that, we might be able to take the port there. Let's see. Lion has made it to Little Rock. Norfolk hasn't actually switched over to us yet. Looks like we're still engaged as part of the problem. James River Squadron is there now. I mean, all of their fleets have shown up out of one port because they weren't being blockaded anymore. Well, that's what we're looking for. Potomac Flotilla, we're going to get down there. It's got the monitor. That should help that engagement. We've got Lion. Alright, Asbeth, come on, man. Arkansas is about to fall completely. There might be a couple cities or towns like Camden or Warren that do not flip. But once we take Little Rock, that will take all of their reinforcements from Arkansas probably out of the map. Probably take them out completely. Yeah, they didn't. They did not. They softened it up. That's all we were going for. Let them soften it up. Let these guys do the work. And yeah, it worked so far. Guess we shouldn't get ahead of ourselves, but it looks like it's going to be successful. Norfolk still hasn't switched over. We're still in a naval battle there. We're up to a 49% chance of being successful. Looks like they're starting to struggle now. We got the CSS Virginia, though. That is probably what's doing most of the damage right now, is we're not able to hit it. We are starting to take out some of their other ships. We've lost one. We've only got 3 still in the engagement, and it looks like they're breaking off. We are going to need to send these guys back to port. They have been beaten up pretty badly. But Fort Norfolk is now ours, which is going to be beneficial. You see, we are starting to make some inroads here from a fort sense. We might hit Fort Pulaski here shortly with this fleet. Colonel Benham's back. Question is Grant's army ready to move? The Army of the Mississippi. It is. So we are going to start that march. It is going to be a forced march. McClernand's men are going to go more slow, and we will move Grant up to the halfway point to make sure that things don't get out of hand. We'll keep the Army of the Ohio in Nashville for right now because they're actually outnumbered. If all these troops start converging in the same place, let's check if we have anything here to assign. Nope, nothing yet. Let's check our finances. We're going to need a credit rating here soon. We're going to need to bump that. Why are these guys... What is going on here? Man, they were on the road, and they went not on the road. So, there's that. Little Rock should fall shortly. Yep, any minute. Between Little Rock and Memphis, then we will have all of Arkansas, all of Western Tennessee, except for where the Department Number 2 originally starts, or Polk's Corps, with its 31,000 men. Right. Looking for McClernand. We'll go ahead and send you on a forced march now. Speed some things up. I would like to throw him on a train and really make things faster, but I also know that's not really realistic. You wouldn't be able to jump on a train in enemy territory and just go for it. Did Norfolk officially flip? Or did the fort not flip the city? It appears the fort is not flipping the city. We may need to garrison the fort a little bit. So we'll stick some... Oh, that was a dumb idea. What we'll do is we're going to stick a couple men from the Department of the East down here. See if that helps flip. Oh, no, never mind. Maybe the Department of Washington. Army of Florida. We'll transfer them. It makes sense, but it's going to take a little time for them to get there. Once they are there, I hope Norfolk flips to us. Potomac Flotilla is going to go back into the Potomac. Alright, looks like Farragut did indeed take Fort Clinch. And now we're going to go work into Tampa. Hoping that took the port. It did. So now we have another basing area down there to potentially go and hit Jacksonville. Which would realistically take most of Florida out of the war between, other than Tallahassee and Pensacola. Once we take Tampa, we could take Jacksonville, and that army of Florida down here that just somehow ended up completely without supply is going to be able to jump into Tampa and move from there. You see that our POW camps are overcrowded. We do have all of those getting upgraded. So I think we have one out here in Chicago somewhere. Let's make sure that it's being upgraded. Maybe not. I don't know. Alright. Gardner's Corps was put in place in the Army of East Tennessee. And between Pope and McClernand, they are both marching across eastern Tennessee. Let's see if we can't get down there and make sure that Memphis is blockaded. Alright, must have finished one of our prison camp upgrades. We have definitely taken more than 10 forts, and yet that hasn't triggered. Wonder if it waits until the date of November 4th. If it does, we'll be okay, because we are definitely over 10 at this point. Asbeth is going to need nope, not a fort. Depot. So we'll build that depot with Asbeth real quick, and then we will move on to the next fort. See if we have taken Little Rock. We have. So what we're going to do is create a Department of Missouri. Or, sorry, we have a Department of Missouri. We're going to complete a Department of Arkansas to hold Fort Smith and Little Rock, and try to work down into Dokesville. We'll try to take most of Indian Territory out between those two options, taking Memphis. We should have everything west of the Mississippi, with the exception of Texas and Louisiana, out of the fight. To where the enemy is really going to have to start making some choices. They're up to 262,000 troops. I'm not sure where they've got them, unless they have them all in the east, which the AI does have a tendency to do. You got Crittenden's Corps, 30,000. Morgan's Corps was at 12,000. Donaldson, 36. Lee's at 17. He's trying to race us to Memphis, is what it looks like. So, not really sure. They have 2,900 there. As these corps start getting refitted, we are going to push onward. How many days is that away? 22. So in about 22 days, we will push further south into Virginia. It'll be mid-June. At that point, we should have Memphis taken. Let's go over here and go ahead and make a Department of Arkansas under Fremont. We'll give command to that too. Do we have anybody that's ready for that command? No. So we've got Curtis, Prentice, And Hurlburt. We're gonna go with Hurlburt. But he doesn't have anybody that's able to replace him yet, so we will go with Curtis. Because he does have some people ready to replace him, like Hamilton here. That'll stick Benham out there. Welcome back to the fight. Hamilton will take command of that brigade, and Fremont will create a Department of Arkansas. And we'll pull his division over. That's what we'll start with. Cavalry brigade, and a couple infantry or artillery units for good measure. That should give him 6,000 troops. Lion should be, yep. And what we'll do is get all those guys sorted. Perfect world, we'd rather have Curtis over here in Little Rock and Lion over here at Fort Smith. What we'll do with Curtis is probably also build a supply depot. Just because out west it gets so ridiculous. In case we feel like trying to push down into Shreveport. Not sure if we will from there, but we might. Oh. Okay. So they're converging on Grant's position there with Polk's corps and Gardner's corps of 90 men. Lee's corps is also working that direction, but we're not really sure where they're going. Hopefully we don't get unlucky and do not get the Shiloh map. Oh, here comes Lee's corps coming with. Got it. It's good to know. Thanks, game. So what we're going to do, since we see that taking place, the 10th Corps, Lew Wallace, is going to sprint try to get a little bit of support there. I'm not sure if we will. It'll leave Nashville a little light on defenses for the next 25 days. Also not great. We're getting kind of spread thin here in Tennessee. Maybe it was a bridge too far there, trying to get down to Memphis. Maybe our Department of Arkansas can work towards Memphis here from Little Rock. Norfolk decide to flip? Nope. Keep checking. Maybe eventually it will. We got any level 1 forts that we might be able to... 2, 3... Alright. Okay, so... Looks like Polk's corps did not make it to the fight in time. And we will have Grant versus Lee. It looks like Polk's corps was trying to, but actually might be the 20th Corps, I believe that's McClernand, that might have engaged prior to them being able to set up their timing. That's could be pretty beneficial. Yeah, it looks like they're turning right now to come join the fight. So we'll jump into that and maybe be able to split this army in two. Well, the good news is we're on the defense, even though it looked like we might have been the attacker. The bad news, we are on the Shiloh map, which, while it's a great map, and it does a great job of portraying exactly what it must have been like historically to really not know where everybody was, it is by far one of the least fun to have to play on, which I guess fits. Um, there was one campaign that I think I spent 10 battles in a row on this map. Didn't matter what I did, I was on this map. So what we'll do here, where are they coming from? Looks like from the south, up the Corinth Road, and then probably right through Jones Field. Maybe they go through here, Review Field. You get a lot of options. There's a lot of roads. It's a lot like the Chancellorsville map where there's just roads everywhere. We're going to pull this division, Patterson's, to set up and defend on this road with this fence. And send the skirmishers out to kind of protect against that. There's this depression here, so we're going to line up behind this fence. We're not sure really where they're going to come from, so we'll also stick Keemsmen more here on this pathway behind that fence. Artillery, we're going to scoot here to support. If I'm hoping they come through Jones Field and we just have an open realm of fire against them. If they don't, we're gonna have to figure something out. We'll get Kilpatrick's cavalry on their most likely approach on a scouting mission. Where can we get him? Where he may pick them up. All right, so we'll bring you back moment. So we have spotted them coming down the Corinth Road, kind of like we expected. At least the cavalry unit. So what we're going to do now with Kilpatrick is move him back. Here, kind of keep an eye on them while also at the same time not going to engage them. We want to see whether they stay on the Corinth Road or whether they take a pathway off of it. If they take the pathway off of it, then we need to shift some troops. He's detached. I'm not sure why we're taking so long to move. Detachment works sometimes and doesn't other times. We're going to put, well, we can't do that because we're in the middle of trying to move. I'm going to put them on evade, but it looks like I'm not going to be able to. So everything done horribly there by myself. Oh, may as well go ahead and keep falling back just a little bit further. So Lee's Corps, we did just beat recently in Nashville. You see the Texas Brigade went running. So their morale shouldn't be great, and then having to march all the way to us should make it that much more negative. Holy cow, come on, Kilpatrick. Let's get a move on, man. So we'll speed up a little bit, see if we can speed this up for everybody. Looks like we might get to nightfall. Sun is setting pretty quick. All right, so they stayed on the Corinth Road. Now the next question is do they turn here? Which is what we're trying to get Kilpatrick to find out. Come on, Kilpatrick. All right. Yeah, it looks like they must be turning. They're taking another road. So Kilpatrick is going to be ordered to get all the way back here. And keep falling back. Looks like the Texas Brigade is coming up on a different path. We got at least one division coming down this pathway. It could be they're just setting up on this road for the night. Either way, Kilpatrick needs to just go ahead and skedaddle because that Texas Brigade it must have spotted him and is on the run towards him. All right, looks like he's going to be able to get out of there. Good job, Kilpatrick. Perfect timing. Never doubted you. All right, so we'll use Kilpatrick to scoot up just a little bit closer, see if they start turning on the road or if they're going to really come through Jones Field like we're hoping for. But again, it is 6:30 at night. We should have longer days, but the sun is going down quickly. Put Craig's men down here. For some reason, he's decided to use that fence to turn completely. All right, yep. It looks like one division, led by the Texas Brigade, is going to march right in Anderson's division, which so it's a great thing that we put him there. He will be without artillery support, but there are other divisions. We say because we're really not sure how many. Couldn't have had to skedaddle before being able to really make a decision there. Oh, no, it does appear that they are going to mass on that side of things. So we'll go ahead and start moving Cox this way, along with Payne, to prepare accordingly. Kilpatrick's moving up, and he'll give us a view of their flank. Right now, it's a very even fight. We should be getting Pope's Corps in the next 6 hours. Kilpatrick, we are going to sprint you this way. Go ahead and just get back here and give us support. Alright, so light skirmish at day 1, and we're going to move into day 2. What adjustments do we need? Pope arrives. So that'll be pretty big for us there with Pope showing up. Let's see where he's at. He did arrive back here to our rear of our lines. So what we'll do is actually pull Anderson's men with some support from McCall. We're going to stick him in case they start working around our flank. And we're going to put King in a single line on this flank. We'll throw Morals batteries up there, and then we'll use Pope to protect Jones Field. Or I guess against Jones Field. Use Hammond up here. A couple groups in support just in case. Keyes' men on this flank. So we do have a significant number of troops here now. I mean, if you look at the battle totals, you'll see we are not updated yet. Still not updated. It says we're only at 22,000 men. Well, that's not right. We can click on Grant. You can see we're at 47,000 men compared to their roughly, I don't remember what it just said. Should have been looking. 17,000. There we go. Now it's updated. And morale-wise, we must be doing okay. They suffered significant casualties as us overnight. Pope's going to need to send out his skirmishers now that he's back up. Get our skirmishers out from all across and go ahead and get down here to battle level because it's going to take place. It's coming. Our artillery is in good position. Brigade with only 900 men. That's not great holding the center. But I guess we got support right behind them. You see their cohesion's not great. Let's spin a little bit for you. Overnight didn't really help them any. Looks like they might be falling back. At least the Texas Brigade is falling back. Not sure what they're doing. Alright, where'd that brigade just pop up from? Must have been laying down. So here they come, maybe. Govin's division. He was a brigade commander previously, so he must have gotten promoted. spend just a little bit so we can keep an eye on where those troops are marching to. Alright, Tappan is also pushing. It looks like they're probing our lines, see where there might be a weakness. Pushing a couple brigades forward. Into our skirmishers. Tapping's brigade is under strength as it is. They're going to struggle. Lowry's brigade is getting ready to push those skirmishers back. Terry's regiment up. Alright, so the skirmishers are out of the way, and now we can get that artillery firing actually into them. Alright, skirmishers are starting to fall back. They are getting pushed out by some of the actual brigades that are pushing forward. We should be able to open up heavy fire on Lowry's momentarily. Apparently they are charging our skirmishers. They have had enough of our skirmishers. And whoever Lowry is, I'm not sure of who that general is, to be totally honest with anybody. Gotta look him up a little bit. But he is struggling immensely right now. Looks like Mark Perrin Lowry. And the Preacher General. Alright. fought in a number of battles. This one he was going to be unsuccessful. Okay. We're going to get Kilpatrick down here to get some of this artillery cleared out. Otherwise it'll sit back there and bombard us forever, and it has no infantry protecting it at this point. Moore's battery, Hawes's brigade. Alright, looks like one of those batteries just broke. Not sure where the Texas brigade went. They were pushed up early, and now they have fallen well back. Tappan's brigade apparently was not convinced that one set of skirmishers was all that they needed to fight, and have continued trying to flank us. In the center, they are bringing Hawes and the 8th Virginia. Kilpatrick's men are gonna dismount and engage. Alright, let's go back to the actual fight taking place. Set these guys to long range, get involved. They keep trying to climb over that fence just a little bit to move. And they're getting ready to get into range of canister. Looks like Lawman's brigade did a pretty good job there. Ooh, that shell was a direct hit. So there's another brigade broken. It looks like Hawes is going to break. Looks like the 8th Virginia is likewise going to break here. Yeah, any second. Kilpatrick was successful. We're going to send him take out the battery that's still pummeling us. Because again, there is no infantry protecting it. This is why batteries would have had a guard, whether it's cavalry or something. Like us right now, we've got our artillery up front. Maybe not the perfect world, but we do also have cavalry protecting it out in a variety of places. So the AI has to do a better job with some of that artillery. They'll lose their brigade in front of it and just leave it exposed. Now, I guess if you want to let it just bombard the heck out of you, it will, unless you can get your batteries in place first, but All right, Kilpatrick, let's go ahead and fall back because you are going to get infantry up now. All right, well, we inflicted some casualties on them. That's all that's important there is keep pushing them back. We'll speed up quite a bit there. You see us go to speed 5. Looks like they're rallying their troops back. Okay, the Texas Brigade wants them some Kilpatrick. So let's get him to at least a fence line of cover. We got better guns, most likely, than them. And as they approach through the woods, we're falling back and getting some good shots in on their flank. Just enough to keep them at bay. Man, that unit was down below. I think they took 900 plus casualties in the last battle. Kilpatrick will get back to our flank. His job of clearing out some of the pesky artillery is complete. What we can do with Runyon is send him up to the front along with Keyes. We know at this point where they're at. They're coming from the Duncan field. Cook was wounded. I don't even know where Cook was. Really, must be a battery. Not sure who he is. I know. I mean, George, right? Where is he? There he is, John Cook. Oh, he got hit by a shell, I guess. Cook was one of the heroes of Fort Donelson, and later became in charge of the military department of Iowa and the Dakotas. Huh. See, one of the great things about this game in AOM is you do, if you're so inclined, get to learn some things that maybe you were not aware of before. Alright, looks like we are getting some engagement here. You guys Just thinking out loud here, but it might be worth spinning and firing into them. Yep, that looked like it was an effective volley right there. Yeah, they're just getting rocked. Got canister. I mean, just look at the carnage right there. That went very poorly for them. Very quickly. I know we're on speed 2, but even still, 450 casualties in a blink of an eye. Holcomb's Legion up here also took 150 casualties very quickly when they got into range of our troops. Runyon's going to keep pushing forward. Keyes is likewise going to push. Hammond's going to get to the creek. Keem's going to extend our line. It's now time to get a little aggressive. We know that most of their units are routed. It looks like that could be a just reserve or rear guard up here at this point. So it's about time to start closing in the box on them. Call's men will go to change how our flank is. I think we're probably a little over on time here at this point if I had to guess. Yeah, just a little bit. So we'll try to get this wrapped up quickly. If something feels like it's not going to wrap up quick, then we will continue. But looking at their morale, they're at 33. They've only taken 8% losses. But these units that are right here are going to probably get wiped out pretty quick. Then the question is what else is where we can't see it? And if these guys get wiped out, will they rout completely? Yeah, it looks like back here they do have some units. So we'll get Runyon up. His men are starting to get a little tired and disrupted. Keyes is the same. We'll get up to that fence line. Alright, so we've got 4 brigades right here that we're going to be closing in on. With Hayman's brigade in the rear, able to support kind of all the directions. Want McCall on the attack. Want Runyon on the attack. And we also want Keene on the attack. Looks like they had a couple units that were rallying. Hawes is coming back, as is Dockery. I don't think we've actually seen yet. We might need Hayman's men to come up here and support. So we'll get them moving now. Pennsylvania regiment's going to get up here first. And Keyes is going to hold that fence line. So the battle's not really what we thought it was going to be. But now that we're out in the open a little bit, they are deciding to approach. So maybe we'll get an engagement here after all. Anderson, we are going to stick on the attack as well. So Runyon's going to be engaged. Alright, so their rear guard was prepared. And it looks like an engagement's going to ensue. It looks like they've rallied most, if not all, of their units and are coming back to the fight, which is okay. What that does is that allows us to start preparing accordingly. Don't like that move because we're going to go right through their troops. So we'll go here instead, which for some reason doesn't take us down the road that we were just told we were going to go down. Whatever, whatever. Alright, so back in action here. Wofford's brigade is getting flanked. They're falling back. The 12th Arkansas is there in support. Looks like they're in a hodgepodge here where none of their units are extremely well supported. But now we're in a spot now where we're a little bit overextended. We need Heyman. Get his men up quickly. These guys need to dismount. Go into loose order. And fire away. Got carbines. Trying to get just a little bit forward. Hopefully we can get some cover bonus. We did. Perfect. And we should be able to take them out pretty quickly. Runyon is going to make short work, probably, of the Texas Brigade. 7,000, about 8,000 men on the Texas Brigade that, like we talked about already, is going to be under strength. Alright. Not aware of who the Texas Brigade commander is now. I guess we could look, but because John Hood did get killed in the last battle. Somebody's struggling against him, though. Looks like Timothy Stanley's brigade is falling back. Looks like they're tired, so that could be part of it. Okay, you guys need to turn. Maybe too far. No, I do not want to cavalry charge them. Okay, so the Texas Brigade is still holding, even though Runyon sent 8,000 men at them. They're without Hood. Get keys up here to this road as quick as we can. Looks like McCall's men made short work of what they were doing. Where's Keem? Alright, Keem's trying to come help out against the Texas Brigade, which is helpful. We'll get Madison Miller to that flank. Man, Texas Brigade. Oh, it's a detachment. Okay, makes me feel a little bit better. Looks like the Texas Brigade has fallen back. They're down another 350 men, but they have support from the Holcomb Legion at this point. Can we get other troops forward to where they're flanked? Well, we got a detachment from Craig. Looks like the Holcomb Legion is scattering. We'll start switching some, like Runyon to an assault. His guys are struggling, so we need to get them moving forward. Same with Keem. Potentially that can end this fight. Okay, the Texas Brigade is on the run. 450 casualties, so they've taken nearly 2,000 casualties in the last couple battles. Holcomb Legion is significantly hindered. I do not want a cavalry charge. I'm not sure why that's my only option. Okay, where'd that brigade come from? Lowry is back. We'll try to reorganize them and see if they'll maybe fire, because they're glitched at this point. We can get keys up to the review field. We should be able to take their point of rally away from them, where Lee seems to be getting everybody back into the battle very quickly. Didn't think this battle was going to last much longer, but seems to have continued. No matter what we do. Okay, Miller, you're going to want to spin. Man, it is not giving me any other option with them. It just really wants to charge. Hold. Miller's gonna break. It's alright, we've got another brigade up quickly. Speed Fry. And those guys are laying down. And they're whooping us. Guess that cavalry unit decided it was going to charge either way. Keyes is going to get put to an attack stance with his 7,000 men. We're going to get Heyman also up. Our artillery advantage is basically non-existent at this point. Cavalry brigade did break. Their morale is holding much better than I thought it would have early on in the battle. Even though we're running long, this battle should end soon. So we'll go ahead and finish it out, and we'll just play on a little bit faster speed. Most of our officers are already set to their own initiative. I mean, Lowry's brigade is just laying there taking shots right now. They're behind trees, but not that many trees. This will also be flanked. Alright, we are going to charge them. James Gregg. We have them mostly surrounded. They've been under heavy fire. So Craig was successful. We're going to assault with basically everybody at this point. Um, they're down under 15,000 men to our 45,000 plus. We should be able to overwhelm them with numbers at this point. If we take some losses along the way, it's just one of those things we're going to have to deal with. Pew has gotten the memo of a forward at all costs. As has Smith. The 8th Virginia is under heavy fire and is going to break. Broken. Gotta get them up engaged. Otherwise, they'll sit back here and do nothing. Because apparently they cannot see the enemy. Kilpatrick on their flank. Not sure where McPherson's going. Alright, there we go. Now everybody's trying to get involved in the fight.